or verses are Psalm 126 verses 5 to 6. Let me read. Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. Now, just a little background of this psalm. Psalm 126 is part of the 15 psalms from chapter 120 to chapter 134. Tinatawag ito Song of Ascents. Ascents na paakyat, okay? Mga kanta na paakyat sila because ito yung kinakanta ng mga pilgrims o mga travelers who will go to Jerusalem to attend sa mga festivals nila, annual festival. And they are going to sing these songs along the way. So these are parang worship song. They are pre-worship song. Wala pa sila sa temple but they are already praising God. Now, itong Psalm 126, it's an encouraging psalm because it talks about the blessing of God's involvement or God's intervention na ni-recall na mga travelers because they were Jewish, na they were oppressed by their enemies, they were oppressed by the inhabitants in the foreign lands where they were living. Yet in a moment, binigyan sila ng freedom. Nagkaroon sila ng freedom. That's why the first 4 verses dito it was really they were really very glad because nagkaroon sila ng freedom, and yan ang mga tao po ay nag-recognize na it is not the work of man, it is the work of God. So God intervened. Yun ang grasya ng Panginoon. Let me just emphasize that the grace of God is not preconditioned by our goodness. The grace of God is not preconditioned by what we do. The grace of God is given to the undeserving. So kaya nga, when we think about our lives, when we think about our salvation, our daily lives, we think about the grace of God. It is not preconditioned because you are good. It's not preconditioned because mabait ako o ginagawa ko yan or may pabor ako sa Panginoon kasi mabait ako sa kay Lord. No, hindi ganun. The grace of God is not preconditioned by our goodness. God is good because He is by nature loving. Okay? That's why kung makita natin na may mga masasamang tao and then mabait ang Lord sa kanya, huwag tayong magulat because God is good. Huwag tayong maging katulad ng ni Asaph sa Psalm 73 na ba't yung mga masasamang tao, sila po yung binibless sa trabaho, sa pera, sa mga kayamanan. Ba't sila? Ako, hindi. Don't be surprised because it does not mean that when God is good to them, that He is not good to you. Yeah, God is just amazingly good beyond our expectation. So, but let me just have a twist here. Because God is good to these travelers, God is good to the nation of Israel particularly, they had also the responsibility to labor. They have also the responsibility to dirty their hands. Kaya nga sabi ng Panginoon sa kanila dito, you have to sow in tears because you will reap with shouts of joy. You are going to have sometimes a weeping na magsakripisyo, pero there is a guarantee that he who goes out sacrificing their time, efforts, whatever for me, they will come out with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. So, as I close tonight's short devotional, let us recognize that God is so gracious, God is so loving, God blesses so much. But hindi lang na na-bless tayo, uupo lang tayo. Kundi mayroon tayong responsibilidad din that we are going to sow and water and plant and plow and harrow and prepare. And you see, sa gawain, there is a responsibility for us to do that. That's why mag-labor tayo in prayer, especially in prayer. Kaya nga, every Thursday may prayer time tayo. This is a time of laboring because I know na sa panahon na mag-pray tayo, mag-commit tayo na this Thursday mag-pray ako. Daming gagawin ng diablo na O mga hindi tayo magkapatuloy, pagod tayo kung anong ginagawa ng Diablo. But thank God na most of us, if not all of us, have realized na hindi ako magpadala ng ano ng Diablo. I know God can help me that I can continue in the labor of prayer, particularly. And God will answer our prayers. So this is the promise of God na hindi na kung anong mga sakripisyo natin, we're weeping or we're sowing, planting na yan na walang katapusan. Someday, we will reap because sabi ng Panginoon sa atin yan, bago lang tayo nag-celebrate ng Resurrection Sunday sa 1 Corinthians 15:58. I know, paborito niyo ito. Let us be steadfast, uh, unmovable, okay? Always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as we know that our labor is not in vain. So, yun ang ating encouragement sa gabing ito. So, papunta na tayo sa ating prayer sharing. Yeah, thank you very much.